You know the video. A creator starts barefaced, pointing out a fresh breakout or dark circles. A quick cut, a swipe of concealer, and suddenly, their skin looks like glass. We can see the glowing advertisement tag in the corner. We know the lighting is perfectly calibrated and that an AI filter is likely smoothing out the pixels in real time. Yet, we still find ourselves clicking the link to buy the product. This goes beyond simple product placement. It relies on a hidden layer of psychological mechanics that influence how we perceive authenticity and trust during a scroll. Beneath our conscious awareness, these strategies are actively influencing how we process social signals, subtly altering our standards for physical beauty and our own self-image. Deciphering the specific architecture behind these videos offers a different perspective on the content we consume every day. The process begins with hedonic motivation. When you open a social app, your brain isn't usually looking for a practical list of ingredients or price comparisons. It is hunting for immediate sensory pleasure. Influencers lean into this by focusing on sensory-rich demonstrations. They showcase the satisfying click of a compact, the creamy texture of a moisturizer, or the urgency of a limited edition drop to engage your senses before your rational mind can intervene. This chart tracks these sensory tactics. The hedonic motivation row shows rich demonstrations and artificial scarcity drive a click-through rate 1.8 times higher. Under platform specialization, YouTube's long-form format allows for deeper education, driving a 33% increase in consideration for complex skincare devices. By overwhelming the brain's pleasure centers early on, these videos create engagement that bypasses initial skepticism or critical evaluation. Once you are watching, the focus shifts to retention. Influencers move from showing products to building parasocial relationships, one-sided emotional bonds that mimic the dynamics of a genuine friendship. Creators manufacture a sense of intimacy through vulnerability. They might pause a tutorial to share personal struggles with acne, aging, or skincare setbacks, making you feel like a trusted confidant. This data from Table 4 confirms the effectiveness of that strategy. The tutorial format, which simulates direct guidance and personalized advice, leads to a 31% increase in parasocial intensity compared to a simple product haul. Even the language is a tool. When an influencer uses words like we and us to describe a skincare journey, it helps bypass your usual defenses against advertising. A traditional celebrity ad might feel distant, but an influencer's inclusive tone glows intensely in the brain's social bonding regions. It triggers a biological response, usually reserved for our closest peers. These manufactured bonds successfully trick our neurology into treating a paid marketing campaign like a recommendation from a close friend. This trust loop is further complicated by the technology itself. Algorithms prioritize content attracting high engagement, which often means promoting creators who use AI beauty filters to modify their facial features and skin. This leads to self-discrepancy. Instead of just comparing yourself to the person on the screen, you begin comparing your real-life appearance to a digitally filtered ideal self that only exists within the app. Your conscious mind knows the filter isn't real, but when you put the phone down, your brain still registers a sense of dissatisfaction with your unfiltered reality. Because the algorithm constantly elevates these edited standards, it creates a widening, unbridgeable gap in our self-perception. Beauty filters actively manufacture a visual baseline for human appearance that is physically unreachable, which can create a cycle of consumer dissatisfaction. This has documented clinical consequences. Frequent exposure to these trends is associated with a rise in appearance anxiety and symptoms of body dysmorphic disorder among social media users. Through objectification theory, we see how users internalize this hypercritical gaze, viewing their own bodies as outsiders, and scrutinizing themselves based on an algorithm's standards. This creates a cynical feedback loop. The psychological distress caused by the content drives the consumer back to the same influencers to find products that promise to fix the flaws the technology highlighted. This industry relies on these psychological mechanisms staying invisible, maintaining the illusion of a casual conversation while pursuing a commercial goal. Identifying these neurohacks and self-discrepancy traps allows you to see your feed as a deliberately engineered architecture. That recognition is the first step in reclaiming your own agency.